Hello, good afternoon, viewers. Once again, we are back to the HOTLINE studio called the Environmental Voice Studio. The program or the package, as we are well aware, is the Environmental Voice election headquarters. Go by situation room, you are right. Call it Nigerian Decide, we are not far from the truth. But for us, is called Environmental Voice Election Headquarters. The purpose is this. We chose this name in order to accommodate all-encompassing information about the ongoing electoral process in the country, not just in Delta, and bring them to you at the comfort of your room. Again, Jerome Otomi is my name, and with me here in the studio is
Rebel Vanessa.
It's been wonderful, hosting you all these days, and we appreciate your commitment. We appreciate your resolve to remain with Environmental Voice. Your support has been critical, and we seriously appreciate it. We cannot for any reason take it for granted. If not for anything, there are so many stations within and outside the state that you could have loved to hook up to, but in your goodness, you chose Environmental Voice. As a reward for that effort, we'll continue to be the best in what we do. Isn't that a very good promise?
Yes.
Just hold our words. Let's leave it at that point. Then back to the business of the day, which is the kernel of this conversation, is the electioneering period, the electioneering season. We are all waiting, all from various locations, gazing into Asaba, the state capital of Delta, where collation is ongoing. Or will it be wrong if I say it's nearing completion because it's just one local government that is left?
It's ongoing. It's still ongoing.
It's still ongoing, okay. And the miracle still exists. If not miracle, magic still exists. So we still have one local government left, and then that is why we are still keeping vigil. We will not allow that information to escape us. And as soon as that is done, we keep you posted about the latest development. We hope, will, and we are eager to be the first to announce to you your governor-elect. Yeah, and for those that are watching from outside the Delta, outside Delta as a state, Delta is a very key state. Currently, going by information available, Delta is the highest producer of crude oil. That alone should make every Nigerian to pay attention to what happens to happens in the state. The plus or minus, it has become the economic nerve of the country by virtue of that feat achieved. So you can now understand why we are particularly interested here at Environmental Voice in what is currently going on in Asaba. Yeah, as a background to the ongoing, the democracy after a very long period of military incursion, call it military junta or call it military administrations, we are equally okay. After a very long time of military administrations in the country, democracy emerged or re-emerged in the country in the year 1999. That was May 29, 1999. And since that day till date, it has become an unbroken exercise. It is unprecedented. We've never had it this good. And in the same vein, Delta as a state, since that May 29, 1999 to date, the state is being governed by one political party called
PDP.
the PDP. By virtue of that achievement, PDP has become so many things, different things for different people. To some, they see it as enigma. To others, they see the party, the PDP, as a vehicle for development. Then on the other side, people see PDP, particularly that acronym called PDP as in most cases be bastardized. The original meaning is the People's Democratic Party.
Party.
But you know, Nigeria, we operate in an environment, especially where you are not doing well. You see people diluting your name. At some point, we saw people describe PDP as a Papa deceived Peking, or and what have you. So that goes a long way to show you, is a sign. All these things are indicators as to whether the party is doing well or not. But averagely, the state kept going under the party. So that informs why that's an unbroken, how many years? 24 years. 24 years. So some that have not been favored or that are not comfortable with the leadership style of the party, why we are referring to the party this time around without laying emphasis on the candidates that have led the state is simply because, going by the Electoral Act, it is the party that wins the election, not the individual. So if there is any positive achievement recorded, you ascribe it to the party. If there is any failure to, you ascribe the failure to the party. So that's why we are like playing down on the candidate while focusing more on the political party. But just a few years back, there was a turn of events. From nowhere, the All Progressive Congress emerged. That was in 2015, and since then the situation has not been the same. It has not been business as usual for the People's Democratic Party. They've been, you know, they became the major political party in the state. It got to a boiling point just few months back when the APC as a party in the state chose the current or the incumbent deputy Senate president as its governorship candidate, or the standard bearer, or you call him the flag bearer. Omagege is the name. Senator Dr. DSP, Senator Dr. Ovie Omagege, and it's not a paper. It's not by any means a paperweight politician. You know, some political commentators refer to him as a one-man squad, and he demonstrated it within this period of his campaign. He gallivanted from one part of the state to another, you know, presenting well-articulated promises as captured in his manifesto. It was on and on, and you know, as part of being human, many people bought into his ideology and their campaign, and with that, the loyalty was like being shifted, whether sincerely or otherwise. But going by the information that suffocated the social media space, it was obvious that the followership relatively and appreciatively increased. So by virtue of that feat, many people felt that APC as a party will give the PDP, which happens to be the traditional party in the state, a race or a very hot chase. But funny, going by the results so far, did you notice by chance that expected chase?
Yes.
Even with is it 20 against 4? You know,
I'm looking at it from the numbers.
From the numbers of it?
From the numbers of votes.
Okay, votes. Okay,
as
against.
Yeah.
But even at that, you know, don't play down or to get one person support. You need to plead, spin, romance, kneel, beg. You know what? Not to talk of 1, 2, 3, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and as we speak, it's over 100,000.
Yes, over 100,000.
Except there is a place where you are going to borrow some people for us to widen the narrow the gap. But if not, it's a whole lot. I can conveniently describe what happened as a defeat without respect. If you say anything like that, these are my own words. You know, we have no other thing to sell. We sell the words of our mouth, as in we coin it and sell it. So apologies to whoever that is So very soon we are going back to Asaba. We are connecting with our correspondent right there in Asaba, the state capital, precisely at where the INEC Collation Center in Asaba, to get the final result and maybe possibly the acceptance speech, monitor the acceptance speech of the, and from there the question will be like the one particular track by Jim Reeves. We shall all be asking ourselves, where do we go from here? Exactly. People like you were not born when that and maybe that invariably places me as part of the elder. Maybe one of these days we'll form an elder council here to be headed by we look at our whatever, know who heads what. So that is just it. Where do we go from here? It will be an important question, and we sincerely hope that it's going to be in a period of fresh air. Then looking at the results and everything from local government to local government, what do you think? Can you rightly say that PDP enjoys widespread support?
They did. Looking from the result, obviously, 21 over 25, they enjoyed widespread support from this local government. Yeah, they did.
Okay, so we see, let's keep our fingers crossed and see how the next one, where the pendulum will swing. Okay, but then while we wait for that, we will probably bring to your notice, as we promised, that we are going to be giving you every information. This result so far declared has not been without protest. In fact, there have been megawatts of protest from the All Progressive Congress.
Not just the All Progressive Congress,
okay. Yeah,
also from the Labour.
Thank you so
Labour
much for drawing my attention to that. And with to the glory of God, we've been able to speak with some of the actors in this ongoing drama. Yeah, like we spoke with during our last segment.
Yes.
We were able to get across to the INEC officer in the state in charge of voters' education and enlightenment. So we brought the issue of the petition by the All Progressive Congress.
Yes.
And in his usual way, he responded in their usual way as a government official. He told us that they are on top of the situation, they are working on it, but that everything is anchored on the Constitution, that they cannot act against or outside the Constitution. That was the summary of his response. And he equally went ahead to explain, because we brought the issue of, as complained by the APC rep at the venue, that they asked them to put a petition in writing. They did, and the rec refused to acknowledge it. And he directed us to a section of the Electoral Act. He says that the duty of the rec, wasn't captured in the act, as it concerns collation. Yes, that the responsibility of rec ends, immediately after that. Once it gets to the point of collation, the responsibility now falls on the shoulders of the collation officers or returning officers. So that the petition was directed to the wrong person. And we must tell you with every excitement and fulfillment that the long-awaited local government, Warri Southwest local government is here finally. But before we give you the report, we must first of all add a background to what led to the delay. As we all know, the election was billed for Saturday, February 18. Yeah, but due to logistics, some part of the local government couldn't, have the elections. So, and before we know it, it was postponed to the following day. And yes, and that election was held on Sunday. That is yesterday. Now we have a complete result with us here in the studio. Vanny.
So we're getting reports that we should hold on for that report.
Okay, all right. Okay. Okay, that we should hold on for the report, to seek further clarification.
Yes.
As soon as that is done, we are just a media house. We don't have the right to declare, and we are not just being a media house. We are very, very responsible organization. We don't pick information from the gutter. We pick information only from accredited, authorized institutions and agencies of the government. We cannot depart from that, that culture, because when we do, you are not going to trust our information anymore. And that is more reason why we should hold on. We've not gotten, final go ahead from the right source to go ahead and put it on air. And as soon as we do that, that clearance is done, we tell you. But that notwithstanding, the question before on the lips of every one of us is, will the result of Warri Southwest make any difference?
It won't make any difference.
It will not.
It won't make any difference.
No, it's like
the difference is going to be in the numbers.
In the numbers
itself.
Either to ameliorate,
yes,
or to worsen.
Yes.
Okay, I think so.
Yeah.
But head or tail, there is an impact.
Yes.
Is it that if you widen the gap, or if it help us, close the gap, and if it help in closing the gap, it will save. Let me draw your attention. Let me not just say, but maybe there was this fight between Holyfield and one other guy. So when they were going to the ring, everybody thought that Holyfield would, beat the other guy. But when the fight started, at the point that Holyfield was like falling. At the point, the referee has to stop the fight and declare the other guy winner. So when he was interviewed at the end of the exercise, they asked him why. He said he did it to save Holyfield from further pains. From further pains. So maybe what I'm saying in effect is that if the result is going to widen the margin, yes, we can as well do without the result, yes, in order to save the losing parties from further shame and pains. But if it's going to add color to the to bring a kind of damage control, we'll gladly we are thinking not just at environmental voice staff this time around, but what as human beings with feelings. So that's just by the way. So still on the reports we got from Asaba, the REC or the INEC official in charge of voters education and enlightenment told us that at this current stage, the REC has nothing to do with what is currently ongoing, and to back up his argument, he directed us to a section of the Electoral Act. So we have no reason to argue with him, and there is a new normal in the country as we speak, and it's like it has come to stay, and that is what. Go to court if you have any issue. You can go to the court, and it's not something out of place. The court was created as a means of dispute resolution, amicable dispute, to resolve issues amicably. Yes. So it's if you are directed to go to the court or to approach a court, I don't think it's a wrong advice. The only pains is that justice in Nigeria is more often than not delayed with adjournment until
the tenure is over.
Exactly. Like when you remember the case between P2B and then Ngige as the governor of Anambra State. That case lasted for 31 months. 31 months, it was just a few months to the end of the tenure, yes, that he was removed. And you know, naturally, like in my village, there is a proverb that says that stealing the village drum is not the problem, but where to beat it conveniently.
What's the problem?
Because once you beat, they will catch you. But in Nigeria, you can, due to this delay, you can actually steal and enjoy it. That's what it means. Whoever that maybe if it is like declared by the Supreme Court that it was a stolen mandate and you've enjoyed the office for 31 months, what is left? And so you are not returning the salaries and allowances and every other thing. What is it called? Security votes, because that's where the money is, the chunk of the money comes. That is not accountable. You just pick it and it belongs to you and your family, your concubine, your everybody, just like that, you share it. You know, if you look at all these things, you will know or you will understand more why many people are headed for politics. Yes, the paraphernalia attached to office here in Nigeria. Look at like the Nigerian president is considered to be the most powerful president in the whole world, not because of the military might or whatever, but because of the level of what is it called, the allowances and opportunities that he enjoys. And what is like in mathematics, where a simultaneous equation where we are asked to do what we do, where what is done to the left is done to the right. The same thing is equally applicable to the governor, because the state is the microcosm of the nation, is the small part of the nation. What you have at Abuja, you have in the state. And most importantly, in Nigeria, it will not be wrong to say that the center, which is Abuja, suffers political obesity. You know, there are so many things loaded in Abuja that are ordinarily supposed not to be there. Abuja enjoys, because of the federal system we practice, enjoys some items listed somewhere called exclusive list. And because of that, nobody, state or local government, cannot touch any of those items. And that's what most of the proponents of restructuring have been talking about. They said no, that there are some things that should be removed. Those are responsibilities given to the federal government that should be removed from the federal, from that Abuja, and handed over to the state and the local government areas. That when that is done, it will empower the states and the local government and give them opportunity to make more money instead of waiting for the federal government to share the federal allocation. And I believe the argument is not lacking in merit. So back to our conversation still in Asaba. We've been able also to speak with the APC representative, and he said that they are for peace, they are law-abiding citizens. In fact, he repeated it, while speaking with a Baramatu voice, that they are encouraging their followers and supporters to be what? Law-abiding, and to be peaceful, and that they are willing and they're ready to access the tribunal or whatever, but to ventilate the through the normal channel. That thankfully the candidate is a lawyer, who believes in the law, and that they will not hesitate to use the law to right the wrong. So we are very happy and comfortable with the path they have chosen. It's like a shift in paradigm. You get it? Because before now, what we normally see is a situation whereby you mobilize your people to go to the street, destroy things, do one of these.
It's quite commendable.
So what's his name? The deputy senate president, who happens to be the governorship candidate of the party, has demonstrated maturity in leadership. Is very, very commendable. So from the response, of the PDP representative who happens to be one of the media advisors to the incumbent governor, Senator Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa. The name of that official that we spoke, the PDP rep, that we representative at the Collation Center, we spoke with is no other person than Mr. Nelson Warri. Nelson is one of the prominent media advisors known to the current administration in the state, and he expressed satisfaction with the process.
Yes.
But what's your take? Would you have expected him to?
No, like I said earlier, if they were on the losing side, should I say losing side now?
Okay.
On the other side, they would not have come out to say that, okay, everything is going on well, it's a fair process. But because it's favorable to them,
exactly,
they are winning. So you don't expect anything less than what he said, unlike the opposition party.
So it's now, are you saying that it is normal, or it's part of being human, or is only, you know, you can only find such when it comes to Nigerian politics?
I think it's normal.
It's normal.
It's normal.
And if it is normal, I can remember that in 2007, after the late Alhaji Umaru Yar'Adua was elected as a president, during his acceptance speech, he said that he admitted that the process that brought him in wasn't free and fair. Do you get it? So it was like, it was an unthinkable pronunciation. He admitted, but he went a step further to say that he's going to, that as the president, he's going to take steps that will make the electoral process in Nigeria very, very credible and transparent. But unfortunately, he could not accomplish that before the cool hands of death snatched him away. Yeah, may his soul and the souls of all the faithful departed rest in peace. So he actually, you know, maybe would have been the one to commence this process. So, and that is it. We are moving very close to the end of this process, and we pray it's going to end well, very well, just the way it has started. And definitely we are following up. It's still Warri Southwest local government result that is being awaited. In fact, as we speak, it is now in Asaba. It has arrived. So any moment from now, we will give you the result.
I think we can go ahead.
Yes, and yeah, so that those that are that wants to, that are on the part of what is it called, celebration, we kickstart the celebration. Why those that wants to equally seek litigation, we start compiling their evidence or evidences. Exactly. So that's just it. But in a nutshell, you've all done well. I appreciate you right from a Baramatu voice. You know, it's not an easy thing. But on our own part, we are equally not resting. It is that our resolve made about 7 years ago, 7 to 8 years ago, to serve you like no other. That is what has kept us going, to the extent that we have succeeded in developing that app that make you watch Baramatu Voice wherever you are, irrespective of how undeveloped the location may be. In fact, it's only coma that remains for us to, you understand? And, so you can watch Baramatu Voice anywhere. And when it comes to political, social, and socio-economic and cultural analysis and issues, this is the only place to be and get an all-round explanations and information that you so desire. And we are not far from you. Right from your phone, even on transit, you can endlessly watch Baramatu Voice. You can go visit our site, read. This is the only media organization in Niger Delta region that is both good in electronic and in print and in every aspect of journalism or media management. It's been wonderful and awesome. On behalf of our CEO, Mr. Jacob Abai, we remain grateful and we equally promise to serve you even more. You deserve the best, and our service should qualify as unparalleled. The issue now is back to Asaba.
So
what is happening?
Back to Asaba. We've just been given the go ahead to announce the Warri Southwest.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. You know, the sweetest form of news is the one that, you know, that was later delivered after a series of suspense. The result, we've gotten the clarification to announce it. But you know what? Before we announce that result, we were able to speak there in Asaba with the state chairman of the Labour Party. Yes, and he equally expressed the same worry, just like the APC, and you know, but we pressed further for him to, you know, throw more light. He said he's not ready to reveal anything until we get to the tribunal. And you know what? Worry less, because even at the tribunal, we are equally going to be physically and visibly present, you know, to dish out whatever happens there for you. So this is not like a deferred news. You know, it has not escaped. Don't you think so? It has not escaped. It has only been moved forward. Yes. And we are tracking everything that every news that has to do with this ongoing process. Yes, and we'll get you all this as promised, so that in deciding whether the election was free and fair will be your own judgment based on the quality of information made available to you by your darling station, the Baramatu Force. So we can, after series of suspense, and we can now go. Vanessa, I've given you the clearance from the radar to land by announcing the results.
Okay, results from the Warri Southwest local government areas. The total registered voters 190,546, accredited voters 30,213. The APC got a total number of votes. The APC got a total number of 3,770. The Labour Party 140. The PDP 7,114. Total valid votes 11,133. Rejected votes 247, and total votes cast 11,387. The returning officer reported that the beavers was bypassed in many areas. Electoral officers were forced to accept results from Ward 5 and 6 in Warri Southwest, which they accepted under duress, but did not record at the local government area collation center. And mutilated results not corresponding with accredited voters' figures were as a result of the cancellation of bypassed beavers results. So,
you know what? For better understanding of what happened by our followers, let's take that report again.
Okay.
The entire report. I think
from
the
figures.
From the figures, yes, exactly.
In Warri Southwest local government area, the total registered voters 190,546, accredited voters 30,213. The APC got a total of 3,770 votes. The Labour Party 140 votes. PDP 7,114 votes. The total valid votes 11,133. Rejected votes 247. Total votes cast 11,387. And reports from the Warri Southwest is that the returning officer reported that beavers was bypassed in many areas. Electoral officers were forced to accept results from Ward 5 and 6 in Warri Southwest, which they accepted under duress, but did not record at the local government collation center.
But it was not
recorded.
Okay, meaning that those first results
yes
was not recorded.
Was not recorded at the local government collation center.
Alright, okay. It's still part of the sad story that we are talking about, and you know what? And this Warri Southwest has been a strategic local government in the political commentary of the state, because there was a time that the local government used to be produce the decisive vote. Yes, that's one. Then secondly, the second concern is that what's the number of the accredited voters?
Exactly, I was it just did I say you're in the spirit? In the spirit. Yeah. Total registered voters 190,546. Accredited voters 30,213.
Yes, you see, that's not, there's even a greater damage.
There's a greater damage because of the total vote cast 11,300.
So meaning that even between the time it was accredited and the time the election was concluded, over close to 20,000.
Yes, close to 20,000. Yes, 20,000.
We need both chartered accountants and political scientists to come and analyze this particular result. We cannot just say more. But even while that is being said, if you add the result to the existing one, what difference has it made?
There's no difference.
It has only succeeded in widening the gap.
Yes, it has only succeeded in widening the gap. APC 3,000, PDP 7,000.
Yeah, then this report, still under critical analysis of the report, there is still an aspect of the report that is both shady and shoddy. If I may ask, it's simple. As an elementary student of communication, I was told that for a news to be complete, it must provide answers to six major questions called the 5 W's and 1 H. Now, the story did not make up or provide answers to those demands. They were forced by who?
Exactly.
They were silent about that. Look at it. If you're saying what? Somebody forced where? At what? So and so. When? Yesterday. Who forced? Missing.
So this report is inconclusive.
Well, this is not a journalism class, so let's leave it at that point. It's part of those Nigerian factors.
Yes.
But I think there is need for an answer. But why we don't have the right and the power to push for such, I think the relevant authorities should. Yeah. So now, to our dearest viewers, you now have a complete result. But even at that, we don't have the power to tell you that, yes. But the law, as in the court, the judge will say from the evidence before me. So you can write in the comfort of your room and the comfort of your office and the corner or wherever you be that even at the beer parlor. But Baramatu Voice has succeeded in democratizing information management in the Niger Delta region. Even you read Baramatu Voice while on the move. So wherever you are, even on transit, you can say from the information provided by Baramatu Voice, I hereby declare, you can declare, exactly. So but do not quote us that we ask you to declare. We are waiting for that declaration to come. And as soon as it is done, we equally get you, we keep you posted. Again, you'll be so wonderful being with us, and we still expect your reactions, your comments, your observations, and if you have any contrary opinion that will help widen or expand this argument. But that's the mere academic. No matter how you argue, no matter how superior your argument may say, we have no right to change anything. Yes. And we don't even have the power, not to talk of thinking whether the power is rightful or wrong. Yes. You get it? So if you want us to expand the argument, to increase the information level at the disposal of other viewers and every other, and to make this process more interactive and participatory, you can get across to us. But if you have any reservation, condemnation, or whatever that you want to, that you are seriously agreed, and you want to reach out to the instituted and constituted authority, we direct you to ASABA. That should be the best place to do that. As is information management, information dissemination, and information sharing. And that's exactly what we've been doing. That's a responsibility we have chosen without duress. Not like these people that were forced under duress. You know, that's the beauty of journalism as a media, being a media professional. Once you know what is right, the rules and the rules and regulations guiding the ethics, you are at liberty to perform. Yes, especially when you are capped with news judgment ability. It helps you to perform efficiently and effectively. So, back to Asaba. Labour Party, even with their below average performance,
yes,
they still believe that something went wrong.
I think that it's just their inability to accept defeat that they would want to push further to court. Because looking at their figures,
Okay.
where do you think they'll start from?
They'll start from, exactly.
Where would you think they'll start from?
All right, okay.
Yes.
Okay, yes, sir. Viewers, we've gone back to Asaba. I think it's appropriate to say so. We've gone back to Asaba to get information right from the source. Yes, hello, sir.
Hello, I can hear you.
Okay. All right, okay. So, how has it been?
You said?
Yeah, the final result have been declared, has been announced. Hello?
Can you tell?
Hello, let me go outside so that I can hear you very well.
All right.
Let me go outside the hall
Okay, we are
so I
waiting.
can hear you well.
Yeah, okay.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear us?
Yes, better, loud and clear.
Okay, the final result has been
Yes,
declared,
the
right?
result has been announced, yes.
Okay, all right. So, hello.
Hello?
So how has it been? What's going on now?
Now,
I don't know, but since the crisis started, I can see the police and the soldiers, they are all running. Don't know where they are running to at the gate.
who is
running
running?
outside.
Who is running?
Soldiers and police, they are all running outside, and I can hear a loud shot, gunshots now outside. I don't know what happened, what's happening outside. Can hear gunshots now.
Wow.
Outside the police, the soldiers, but inside the compound, nothing is happening. You can see bullets flying now. People are running head scatter at the road behind the state secretariat. I'm sure there's a protest. Look at gunshots everywhere. Okay, tear gas are shooting there. They say tear gas, let me run.
Okay, yes.
Why are they shooting tear gas?
You need
I
to
don't know
be safe.
why are they shooting tear gas now. Hey,
Hello.
since there's a riot there, since there's a protest, somebody says it is the people that are protesting the result outside. I can't go outside now because of the gunshots.
No, you need to be safe. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. I can't go there now.
No, you don't need to. You don't need to. We don't encourage you to
People are
go.
protesting the result. People are protesting, are staging protest of the result outside. Then outside the INEC office on the road, the NTA road behind the state, new state secretariat. Ah, my eyes, oh! Who got you together here?
Hello.
They should take us, my eyes, they should take us.
Okay. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. You.
Hey, and about to, they don't take us together. Everybody dying. They don't
Hello.
take us to quench the rioters.
The rioters. Okay, but you don't
They
know.
protest out there, but they're not even inside the compound, they're outside. Why are they not shooting inside the INEC compound? Why? People that are protesting outside. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, sorry about that.
About that.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, hope you are safe.
Chef, it innocents me. I can hear you. People are just running at that scatter because they're shooting
Yes,
tear
you can
gas.
even feel it from here. But you are safe.
Eh?
You are safe.
I'm safe, yes. It's just the tear gas.
Okay.
Open your eyes.
Okay.
Okay, so sorry about that.
About
Yes.
that. Sorry.
Sorry about that, sir. We are very
Yeah.
sorry. Yes, Yeah, it's part of that problem.
Tell me what is really happening?
Yes, okay.
What is really happening outside? It's okay. Gosh. They are protesting. Some people are protesting the result.
Okay, but you don't know who is protesting.
They say there are people are protesting that we don't know that they are outside the gate. Outside the gate of NTA. Some persons are protesting that the results they are announcing is fake results. That is why people are now so to quiet the soldiers and the police now so that they will not just come close to the INEC office. They stop them behind the NIMC office, the National Identification Management Authority. I can hear gunshot outside. So the purpose of calling the riot, the riot shooting takers to scare them away. Different persons that this was not the result. That's the answer.
No, but okay.
We need to know.
We need to, but you don't know the people behind the riot. Maybe if they were if they are members of APC or Labour Party or.
We don't know because I couldn't go out.
Yes.
I was trying to stretch my neck to see outside because you know I was inside the hall when you called me, so I came out so that I can hear you very well. When I started seeing soldiers and police running outside, so while trying to go there to see, I started hearing gunshot, so I have to run back. From the gunshot to tear gas, and they even started shooting tear gas inside the compound, the INEC compound, which I ran back now. I just went far behind one building so that I can clear my nose and my eyes.
Sorry.
One other journalist here.
Okay, alright, sorry about that. But if we may ask, when the final result was announced, what was the reaction inside the hall?
He said?
When the final result was announced, what was the reaction inside the hall, particularly from the representatives of that political
reaction before the final result? Before the final result, this group, civil society organization, led by one comrade Rest Anigoro Ekugbo, he came in with a lot of persons. So somehow they are crowd. The civil society organization, they are crowd overshadow some other persons, and so why they too somehow celebrating the result, there's this misfeeling from some others that were there that were not happy. But however, because the result did not correlate, did not correspond to the figures, the returning officer was asked to go and put his figures in order, which he went after and later came back because he declared aggressive voters over 30,000, while the total vote cast was about 11,000. Who later explained that some persons in some political talks forced the returning officer to accept some results in Ward 5, 6, and one other place that he forced them to accept the result that when they bypassed the beavers. So, fear of her life under duress, she accepted the result, but where the Collation center, she now cancelled those results. She did not record the results for those. So that was why the accredited number was 30,000 plus, why the total vote cast was 11 because she refused those results.
But the Collation Center accepted the result.
He said?
The Collation Center accepted, the collation officers accepted the result as submitted.
He said what? The result has been submitted.
And they accepted it.
So of course, it accepted. The rest does not have the power to reject the result. Except you want the issue of Hopu Zodima of Imo State. The acceptance and rejection ought to be at the polling unit or local government center. Once you get here, the rest must accept it. All you need to do is to go to tribunal.
Wow, that's a serious one. And okay, but it's equally, the right thing to do, because there is a saying that the law is too hot. That's why people are advised not to hold law. You don't take laws into your hands. Yes. Exactly. So, what is the general feeling that is ongoing now?
Nothing is happening actually now. The tension of this riot, though they request back, normalcy is returning to the place now. People who are now going to the halls, although I've seen some journalists coming out, like the chairman of the indigenous chapter of NEJ, the immediate past chairman, just came out now, and I was about talking to him before you asked the question what was happening inside. But I don't think anything is happening. We're only waiting for INEC to just rectify their figures and come and make declaration. Okay,
all right. As it is traditional, was there any form of jubilation by the PDP supporters when the final result was announced?
Not really, but I saw kind of joy in the people that this Comrade Kigbo led in. I saw them join only their group, but
I thought you said they are civil society group.
But I saw happiness in them from what I saw.
But by right, civil society group supposed to be neutral in issues such as this.
Yes.
Don't also forget that Comrade Kigbo is also the senior special advisor to the governor on civic education, civic of the society, and civic engagement, and civic engagement, and it's also the public secretary of the Delta political vanguard, the political wing of the PDP that is being led by Honorable Michael Dide, aka Jile. So you will not be surprised when you see the celebration.
Okay. Wow. So now you are all waiting for normalcy to return, so that the final result will be declared, as in the winner will be declared.
Yes, normalcy have returned. I can see the security personnel taking shape and I'm moving about. Though there's still a lot of them outside the gate, which I don't want to go because of the. I can see some of the gate running. I don't know what is happening at the gate there, but I see some policemen running as I'm looking at now. But in truth, normalcy have returned inside the compound. The gate has been fully locked. The gate is the INEC office. It has been fully locked, sealed, while the police remain outside. Some other one are stations as if there is war. You can see soldiers standing on top of cars with guns, everything. And the rioters have been quelled back, they've been pushed back.
Okay, just before we allow you go back to the hall,
what about the assembly votes? Do you have any reports from the assembly votes? Can you hear me? What about the assembly votes? Do you have any?
Only governors only.
Only the governor. Okay, they are done at the local government level.
Yes.
Okay, exactly. Okay, all right. Thank you.
Tell them they are different local governments.
Okay, all right. Okay.
So when will the winner be announced? When does he think? When do you think the winner will be announced?
I wouldn't know. That depends on the INEC. It's only INEC that know when they were announced.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. But the final question. So, from all you have observed, and as a practicing journalist that have been around for a very long time, do you think that we have moved forward politically or democratically?
Please, can you come again?
I said, as a well-informed and experienced journalist, looking at what is currently going on, do you think we have progressed democratically in the country?
I don't think so that Nigeria have actually progressed in democracy. The only thing I just comment in this election is the beaver that have been introduced, which now increase vote buying. You understand? So gradually now that the beavers we now know that our vote can't count compared to before that our vote do not count, politicians do not care about us, they just go around results. These days now, because of beavers now, they not campaign, they not come to buy votes. So for them to be buying votes, it means we are growing. A time will come, people will stop selling their vote. So actually I will not say we are retrospective, I will say we are actually growing a bit.
Wow. Yes, the important, we have another question that flowed from that particular explanation.
But still talking about the beavers was bypassed in many areas.
Yes. The beavers was bypassed. Those results are meant to be rejected. That it is believed that votes that do not pass through beavers, even when they accepted like what the APC representative Feduku is alleging, that those votes were accepted on places. It means that the Shabona will look into those things. Scientifically, they are going to look into. So what I'm saying is that whether bypass or not, for both politicians to have be buying votes and not be campaigning vigorously, it means that the beaver is working. So even when you bypass it means it's still working. Are you getting me? It means that vote is illegal. If you bypass beavers, it means that your vote is illegal vote, which can be thrown away at the tribunal if it's proven. So it means we are growing. We can be slow. We can say it's a slow movement, but we are growing. But why I would not also say that we are growing is because why are Nigeria telling their vote? So it's just a matter of time to get the orientation and know what is right, what is wrong. And I also believe that it is the hunger and insecurity in our nation that is causing vote buying or vote selling.
Again, many thanks for this. Yes, we are with you.
I think the vote trading is because of the hunger
yes.
poverty in our country. That's what is leading to the vote buying, the vote trading.
Yes, so thank you so much for this time out with you. Yeah, we obviously appreciate and keep staying there, and we'll definitely get back to you even as the whole thing unfolds. And kindly do not hesitate to get back to us when. Hello?
Hello, no, I'm talking to somebody. We don't know where the protesters are now, but the gate is filled up with police.
Hello?
Soldier. Hello?
Sorry, just, before you go, the beavers issue, is there any evidence projected at the center?
Any evidence?
Pointing to the fact that beavers were actually bypassed.
There's no way we can get evidence at the center. It is only the report because they did not vote at the headquarters here. They voted at the polling unit in various local governments. So that is where you have evidence that beavers were bypassed. It is only through the tribunal that we prove it.
Okay.
When the beavers are brought, for example, you say you are from Lagos, Ikeja local government, Ward 3 units 3 of Ikeja local government, you voted there. If the beavers did not capture you, it means you bypass the beavers and Ikeja local government Ward 3.
Exactly.
So we cannot know that here at the headquarters of INEC. It is only the collation officer or the return officer or the election officer in that particular polling unit that will know if the beavers were actually bypassed, or that can say so. And if he or she refuses to say so, by the beavers we prove it that so number of votes passed through it.
All right, again, many thanks for the information and update. We sincerely appreciate you, and we will definitely get back to you for further updates. While we let you go, we encourage you to stay safe.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Thank you once again. Viewers, you've heard it all, as it concerns the developments currently unfolding in Asaba, precisely at the Collation Center at the INEC office. Yeah, so the result is completed. What we cannot assure is the acceptability, but as far as INEC is concerned, the whole process is 95% complete.
If not 99.
99. What is left now is the pronouncement or the declaration of the winner, and that is what we are all waiting for. We are even waiting for it more than you, so that we will break the news as soon as it is declared. Again, many thanks. It's been Baramatu Voice Studio, reaching you live from the city of Warri, here in Delta State, Nigeria. With me again is
Vanessa.
And it's been a very long period, a protracted conversation, but we are not complaining. It's a job that we have chosen to do for your sake. Information, they say, is the life wire of every business, and in information management, there is no time to rest. We got all these, threats. They qualify as threats even before choosing to go into it. Yeah, it is a normal saying that news is created per second and then it dies per minute. So if you slip off, so many will fly past you, and that is why we are keeping vigilant, to be the one to always bring them to your doorstep, so that you will be well informed. There is a common fallacy that if you are not well informed, the person is considered deformed. No, we cannot allow that here in the Niger Delta and beyond. All you need to escape this challenge of deformity is to stay tuned to what the barometer voice. Once you do that, the information you needed to flourish will directly be given to you without any form of dilution. It is still the electioneering season here in the state and across the country. We encourage everybody to remain calm, peaceful, civil, and orderly. It is very, very important that we do so. Until that, we hope to give you the needed information about who becomes your governor. We cannot just declare based on the information or the results so far declared. It's not within the preview of our responsibility to do so. Rather, it is the duty of an statutorily appointed or assigned officer at the INEC office, and ours is to wait and see that the process is completed, and we furnish you with that information. But Delta is lucky if it goes the way it is headed. It means Delta will be ranking with Lagos. Lagos as well is being led by the same particular group of people belonging to the same political family. But the only difference is that they kept changing names. They started with Alliance for Democracy. That was in 1999 AD, Alliance for Democracy. From Alliance to Democracy, in 2003, they turned to AC, Action Congress. Less than 6 months into that name, they moved it to ACD, Action Congress Development or something like that. From HCD to ACN, Action, yes, Action. That name, was like the shortest lived name or something like that, the ACD, because the people were calling it ACID. So because of that acronym, they hurriedly, they changed it to ACN. That is Action Congress of Nigeria. And there is something remarkable under ACN. In 1999, the AD won 6 states, the 6 western states of Lagos, Oyo, Ondo, Ekiti, and which other, the Oyo, Ondo, Ekiti, Osun State, yes, exactly. These 6 states, the AD have maintained the 6 Yoruba states. Why? Because the AD was formed based on Yoruba ideology, the Afeniferes. And by 2000, during the preparation for 2003 general election, they went into partial alliance with the People's Democratic Party. Then one of their very own, their son, in the person of Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, was the president. So they supported him, not knowing that danger was lurking around the corner. They voted Obasanjo, and Obasanjo gained his 2nd term. But the upper Saturday being the governorship, they were surprised that 5 out of the 6 states were swept off by the People's Democratic Party. And then it was only Lagos State that survived it, in the person of the current president-elect, Alhaji Ahmed Bola Tinubu. He became the lonely bird, you understand, and he retained it. People thought that he's going to decamp, but he did not. Then, when ACN came on board, he used ACN to campaign vigorously, and by 2011, he regained the 5 political parties back to ACN. And from there, in 2015, he expanded his spread to other parts of the country. By 2015, he went into alliance with CNC. CNC was CNC was the party formed by the current President Muhammadu Buhari. he Center for, why is he escaping my memory? Okay, I will tell you as soon as I get it. And he went into alliance with CNC and a host of other political parties, the ANPP and some other less privileged parties. And before you could know it, they were able to boot PDP out of power. They removed our very own Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. And since then, APC has been in power. They have done it for how many years now?
For going to 8 years.
Yes.
So if not for this joining, maybe they would not have been able to.
Of course, but you see, merger and acquisition is allowed in every process. At least there was a time banks were, before now, in the early 2000, we're having over 100 and something banks. From there it came down to 90 something. But looking at those numbers, majority of them weren't healthy. At times you just wake up, you go to the bank, knock at it, the number, the door is locked, and your money goes and everything, just like that. So then the current governor of Anambra State, in the person of Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo, was the CBN governor. So he now ordered for merger and acquisition indirectly. What he did was that for you to function as a bank in the country, that you must have 25 billion naira deposited with CBN. So most of them searched everywhere, they couldn't, hit that billion. So they have to merge with other banks in order to raise it. So that year to meet up, that brought the number of banks in the country to 24 or 5 then. And even after that process, some still went ahead to swallow others. Like Access Bank took over Intercontinental and Co, and on and on and on and on. But that relationship, or that process led to, the strengthening of bank. At least you can deposit your money and go to bed, sleep with your 2 eyes closed. Then when the time passed, it wasn't like that. We have had so many banks like a Metropolitan Bank, Ego Bank, and Savannah Bank, and a host of all those names. They were just there. Though the closure of Savannah Bank, going by commentaries according to them, was highly political. Not that the bank wasn't healthy, from what analysts and industry watchers are saying, that it was because of the owner of the bank. Then this Jim Wobodo is now old, and the Jim Wobodo was the former governor of Enugu State. He owned, and at a point he ran for presidency against Obasanjo. So what happened? There are ways to pay somebody back. So you just to come up with one policy, and it will affect your business, and so that was just it. So if that, what I'm saying is that the merge between ACN, CNC, and ANPP and the other, political parties were like the smartest political action or political event that has taken place in this political geography called Nigeria. And the brain behind that move was no other person than the current president-elect. Okay, so in as much as that worked, being the president is a different ball game entirely. So what are we expecting from him when he finally assumes office?
We don't expect anything less than
Performance.
On performance, and what he is known for, being
development focused.
Yes.
Okay, all right, yes. Okay. But I pray he will use it to erase these pockets of concerns and challenges, confronting his election. Like this labor, what is it called, the obedient movement. When they started, people said it was just 3 or 4 people tweeting from one small room. So likewise, the number of complaints flying around against the election. People can as well conveniently say it's just few people, churning out the report here and there. But on the whole, one thing stands out: no concern or whatever Warri expressed should be underlooked or ignored.
Yes,
They
true.
really need to be taken care of.
Yes,
Yes, because when you do that, the person gets angrier, and it can lead to a different thing entirely. So we encourage, our leaders, public office holders, to be to learn how to be listening leaders. I think it will go a long way. Yes,
Yes.
nothing makes somebody angry than complaining and nobody is listening or responding to you. It is still Baramatu Voice Election Headquarters, beaming live from Warri, the commercial city of Delta State. Jerome Tommy is my name, and with me right here in the studio is
Still Purple Vanessa.
Vanessa. You've done well, and I must commend you. I know why I'm saying that, but you may not understand. So, but before I go into it, we must know our governor-elect today. True or false?
It's true, very true.
Then after that, after that awareness, if the governor-elect appears on our program, what are you going to tell him?
First of all, I'm going to congratulate him, and he should tell Deltans what they expect from him.
No, you are okay. I hereby, based on the authority conferred on me by this office, appoint you his special advisor. So advise him.
Well,
Authority conferred on me by this office without constitutional backing.
What can I say other than we need him to do the right thing. We need him to listen to Deltans and know what Deltans want. We need him to not just listen to them and know what they want, to put them into action.
Okay, all right, okay.
Probably continue from his successor and do better, and make a good name for himself.
Exactly.
So
That would
that's
be. In fact, I guess he's listening, and maybe he will look at your direction. But while we wait for him to come on board, there are major areas that people have been crying about. One is infrastructure.
Yes,
I think,
infrastructure.
in as much as the incumbent governor has tried, he needs to build massively on infrastructure, build on the foundation laid by the current administration. And another area, is education. I think it's on record that the current administration equally, has to its record some flashes of effort in that area. But particularly, I don't think Deltans are particularly not happy with the school fees. The skyrocketed school fees by the state-owned universities.
Yes.
I think is an area they have to look into, and I think the earlier they do it, the better. Yes, personally, I will congratulate the current administration at least for coming up with those state-owned universities.
Yeah.
4 is amazing. You understand? At least with that, hundreds of thousands of Deltans that are education hungry can easily have that opportunity of gaining admission. Is very, very commendable. But at the same time, the cost should be looked into. Or don't you think
Yes,
so?
the cost should be looked into.
You can pay conveniently, but there are some, because at times I close my eyes.
University now,
Yes.
so what would now be the difference between a state-owned and a private-owned?
Exactly.
So it should
Yes,
be looked
yes,
into.
yes. Yeah, of course. So we are, advising for free, without paying for now. Yeah, understand? The incoming government to look into that aspect of our state existence. Yes, another area should be Security. Security. At some point, many people weren't going to their farms because of kidnap and here and there. And where this is important is that constitutionally there are just for two responsibilities that a governor or the president is expected to, deliver on, and that is what? Protection of life and property, and ensuring or making available healthy economic well-being of the people. So if the incoming government could pay disciplined attention to these aspects, I believe Deltans will have every reason to rejoice. Yes, and there are some. We can as well go a step further to say that if the economic well-being of the people of the state are adequately taken care of, even they may not even know when they pay the school fees. Yes, they may not know. So these are just the major areas and of concern that Deltans, we speak on behalf of Deltans. That is why we are being described as those that work in a mass media, because through this platform, looking, speaking into this camera that is gazing at us, it goes, viral. And there is a normal saying that you tell something to a journalist, you tell it to the world. So, as we having discussed that, we need to equally, drop a word or two for those that lost out of the game. Now advisor again, technical advisor to those that on rejection management.
I heard when you were talking about it yesterday on the show.
Oh, all right, okay, exactly, yes.
Just like they've been advised. When our reporter from Asaba just mentioned that there's riot and protest, I think maybe voters or electorates should be advised or educated on these things. There's nothing that could have been done at the collation center.
Exactly.
Protests, riots, they would not be attended to. There's nothing they can do there. So I think they should be educated on that aspect. Secondly, just like the APC representative had said that they are calm about the situation, then there's peace and order, and there's advising the supporters also to do the same. It's a very simple thing. Be calm, maintain peace, maintain order. You can't get these things by violence.
At all.
You can't go there and then give a blow to the
wreck.
It's
not going to change anything.
It's not going to work.
That's a new one.
It's not going to work that way. Follow the due process, follow the right process, and I think if justice is served to their direction, good for them, and if not, they should accept it,
yes. And it will definitely, they have that convincing fact.
Yes, and then again, if the governor-elect as a governor-elect, would not say, who are the APC supporters? You did not support me, so leave this state.
At all.
I'm not going to rule or govern you or something. So
once a governor emerges, he becomes the governor for all.
The people, so that's just my advice to them.
Okay, I don't know that you can advise at this level. I hereby, recommend you for the commissioner for alternative dispute resolution in the state.
No problem, accepted.
That's a very good one. We thank you once again for remaining with Paramount Voice. It's still Jeromaro Tommy, and with me is we are having a very nice time with you, and at no point must we take your presence for granted. We respect and appreciate you are watching Baramato Voice, and we believe and we're well grounded with the information that the reward for good work is more work. For the fact that you are with us, we always, at all time, in all places, try to work harder to serve you better with, more authentic information and every other thing as may be required and as may be available at each time and place. So do always remain with us. And it is still electioneering season. Like I keep saying, I need to draw your attention to this particular fact. This is not a conventional broadcast. It's a special package. In fact, I describe it as bumper package, meant to keep company with you as we journey towards electing our governors, and not just elder one. Yeah, and we did by pluralizing it. That reminds me that states like Lagos, Oyo, Ogun, Akwa Ibom and Co, they declared their own their state governors, and even Abia State, and that the Abia State Governor Dr. Uti emerged from Labour Party.
Yes,
that's the first and the only Labour Party governor as we speak.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Dr. Uti, as we all know, was a one-time group managing director of Diamond Bank, and where he assisted in repositioning Diamond Bank. Diamond Bank has finally merged with Access Bank, now known as Access Bank. Yeah, that was after so many years of providing adequate service to its customers. The Diamond Bank was founded over how many years? Over more than 2 decades, or even more than 3 decades, by the Imo State-born Dr. Pascal Dozie. They are one of the finance gurus in this country, and the bank remained healthy all through, even at the time of that consolidation, when Soludo asked them to bring 25 billion. The bank was among those that escaped that trap. They were able to go along that period alone by raising the money, whereas some other banks, that were living on life support, have to merge. Yes,
life support.
So the life support. So is a way of telling you that I think the Abia people, they made a very good choice by electing him. He's not our candidate, but we are here to say the way it is. Where Uti, he has gone places, he's erudite, he's intelligent, and looking at Diamond Bank, you cannot say that he has not performed, because it is a common saying in Nigeria that by their fruit we shall know them. So by Diamond Bank we shall know him. He must have performed, and even after leaving Diamond Bank, he did not rest. He kept sharing his ideas, writing on papers. He's a columnist, so many newspapers in this country, and each time he writes, it's always very, very interesting and educative. So we say very big congratulations to the people of Abia State. And there is one remarkable news coming from Abia State, though we are yet to verify it, but it's everywhere. And if you why not ask me? You know what that news is all about.
So what's the news about?
Yeah, there is this information, very heartening information, that a Yoruba man was elected into Abia State House of Assembly.
Wow.
That a Yoruba man for the first time was elected into Abia State House of Assembly.
Wow. A Yoruba man.
A Yoruba man.
In an Igbo state.
In Igbo state.
Wow.
So that is like a total departure from the old order. It's a sign that we are uniting the more. You get it? If that could happen at this material time where everybody sings the hymn of tribalism, division, and so I think the Abia State people have succeeded in setting a new record. They voted a Yoruba man, they said from Oyo State or so, into the Abia State government, the Abia State House of Assembly. I think it's commendable and worth celebrating. Not just worth celebrating, it's equally worth emulating from by other states. Yes. Lagos said the stage, but that was years back. During the era of the president-elect, he appointed some Igbo people into his cabinet in the person of Ben Akabeze. Ben Akabeze now is the head of DMO. DMO means the Debt Management Office at the federal level. So, and another Igbo man by Joe, named Mr. Joe Ibukwe, Ibokwe became the State Publicity Secretary of APC and currently the Senior Special Advisor to the current Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, on drainage affairs in Lagos State. Yeah, you know, like we have this dilution mentality in Nigeria. Though, like when he was appointed, opinion was divided. When people were celebrating the appointment, people others, you know, people that operate from the negative mental attitude, they were not saying they appointed him to be parking gutter. But the most important thing is that there was an appointment. Do you get it? Irrespective of what he was appointed to do, that one is secondary. There was an appointed appointment, and even before then, he functioned in different offices. Do you get it? So, from Baramatu Voice, we encourage politicians to take those actions that will unify the country, that will make us play, not focusing all this disciplined attention on state of origin, local government of origin. I think time has come for us to think as one, because we all share one passport. Yes, if you travel out of this country, at no time will your passport change to Delta State. It's still Nigerian passport. So if we can share Hello viewers, once again you are welcome back. As you can see, you will see us beaming with smiles. Do you know why? The long awaited time is here, the long awaited period, the announcement of the result. So you don't need to hear this from me. Let's take you straight to Asaba.
Was contested. The candidates received the following votes. Onokiti Elin Agbola, Party A, 930. Gwede Duvier Jenkins, Gianni, Party AA, 66. Ekure Chedra, ADC 1482. Oba Emmanuel Samuel, ADB 1081. Omo Agege Ovie Augustine, APC 240229. Ugoru Grace Obeje Abga 11021. Eze Erin Ekene, APM 937. Cosmas Annabelle, APP 198. Umujane Sylvester, BP 162. Pella Kennedy, Labour Party 48047. Agbe Good News, Goodman, NNPP 791. America Emmanuel, NRM 612. Obo Revori Sheriff Francis Orewedo, PDP 360234. Elijala Emmanuel, PRP 521. Obagi Kenneth Omeme Wa, SDP 4639. Ofeye Sonny, YPP 484. Okoro Emmanuel, ZLB 303. Das Obo Reverie Sheriff Francis Orewedo of the PDP, having satisfied the requirements of the law, is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected.
Congratulations to all of us. Congratulations to the People's Democratic Party. Congratulations to the APC. Congratulations to Vanessa. Congratulations to
Mr. Jerome. Congratulations to Baramatu Voice.
Voice, exactly. In fact, a very big congratulations to Baramatu Voice. It has been a very, very long journey. To this time, we've all had it. Why we need to congratulate ourselves is so simple. Like Vanessa noted, earlier on, once a governor is elected, he becomes the governor for all. It's no longer governor for PDP or governor for APC or governor for whichever political party that he represented. Yes, exactly. So we are happy that that for now we have successfully got into the end of this process.
Yes.
We now know our governor-elect. The question may be asked, who is Right Honorable Sheriff? You can help with the surname.
Warri.
Exactly, yes. If I bite my tongue, I may not be able to continue with this. But now, the responsibility has fallen on me to go, and there is no escape anymore. I need to take some time out to go and to go for training now. But in anyway, we have to respect every name. You understand? So, even the more complicated a name sound in pronunciation, the more meaningful it becomes when interpreted. I don't know if you believe in my argument. No, I have so many ways of propounding theories, even when they have not been tested. Okay, so he is the current Speaker of the Delta State House of Assembly, and evidence, abounds to the fact and points to the fact that he has led the House for 4 consecutive years without recording any kind of crisis. I think that's it has been a hitch-free leadership. That's like leading both the major and the minor political groups in the House. I think is a pointer to the fact that he's going to assist in unifying the state. Yeah, because from the known you get to the unknown. You can never find X when you can never find Y when you have not known S. Even when I'm not good at mathematics, I know those formulas. So we congratulate him once again. And going by his educational qualification, he is a graduate of the Ambrose Ali University, former Bender State University. He's a political scientist by training and has attended so many trainings, both professional and academic, both within and outside the country. And he has had the opportunity of even being trained by more, highly respected universities across the globe, from US to UK. Evidence are there, and we cannot just, start going into those things because when it's still in the season of celebration. So we encourage you to read more. But in terms of possessing the leadership quality, I think the signs are there. The signs are there. Yes. For the fact, a child who steals a pin will steal a pound, because it's the same courage that you use in stealing a pin. Is a pointer that if you see a pound, you equally steal. So someone that has led, the State House of Assembly, made up of capable, eminently qualified, intelligent, and specialized members, navigated the activities of these able men and women, is a sign that leading Delta may not pose any threat to him. So we congratulate him again, and we congratulate ourselves. And there is need to equally congratulate the incumbent governor, don't you think so? Because success without a successor is gross failure. That's so we were told while in school. As a leader, once you're about exiting, you always have somebody in mind to hand over to. Then if by any reason or force that process is truncated, you are unable to, you don't leave the office satisfactorily. So for him to have given Sheriff the needed support, and now the coast has finally become clear that he will succeed him, I think he needs to be, to be applauded too. And not only that, we must as well congratulate the governor-elect and his political party is no other reason than looking at the outcome of the February 25th election. Yeah, I have never lost hope in anything, but I was frightened by that result. Exactly. I was looking at how will these people, because it was like a gully, like I keep saying, how are they going to close this gap and not to talk of winning. But today they've told us that it is not over until it is over, and that nothing is impossible. Do you get it? Yeah, so we obviously congratulate we congratulate ourselves, we congratulate Deltans that voted, Deltans have spoken, and so be it. Maybe, and we encourage the parties that lost out to remain civil and orderly. Please, the law is too hot. Don't take law to your hands because it could be dangerous. Okay, all right, okay. We are back. Hello?
Hello, I'm going out so that I can hear you well.
Yes, okay. Again, I think we have gotten to the end of the journey now. Hello?
Hey, hello.
Yes, I'm giving declaration. I think. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me now? Because he said, can I hear you?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, yes, I can hear you loud and clear now.
All right, okay. I mean, with this declaration of result of the winner, I think we are gradually we are beginning to see the end of the process.
Yes.
Okay, all right, but what is the reaction like where you are at the Collation Center?
Yeah, except the few PDP supporters that came, no celebration. Normally, everybody has moved dispersed without wasting the time. And then, if you do, is also addressing press there. The Duke of APC is addressing press right now inside the hall.
Okay.
Nothing. Yeah. Well,
okay. All right. The Collation Center is not supposed to be crowded with party faithfuls. I should think so.
Yes.
So even if there is no jubilation or celebration, it won't be out of order because the followers are not there.
No, they have even moved to government house as I was told that the celebration is taking place in government house. So they won't move there now, yes.
Okay, all right, okay. But what's happening from, at least you are still at the Collation Center. If you
yes, I'm still there. I'm trying to file off my story.
Okay, all right. If you peep maybe through the fence to the street, are people celebrating?
No celebration at all.
No celebration. No, all right. Maybe they are yet to get the information that maybe when they get, they will join. Am I thinking along with you?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? So
no, because I can't stand a celebration. You're not even for the second person there. No smile, it's just anger I'm seeing here.
Okay,
except maybe they're hiding their joy. Yes.
No way to celebrate. So
there's something I also noticed that apart from the APC agent, the other political party agents and leaders, they seem to be very comfortable with the result.
So are you saying invariably that there is more to this result?
I wouldn't say I'm not a lawyer that did not go outside my...
Naturally, by people not celebrating.
And just like you earlier said, people will celebrate it outside. Those who will celebrate it, but right here in this hall, I didn't see anything like that.
Yeah, that was why I insisted at the beginning that they were made up of people from various political parties and not necessarily PDP supporters. Because the celebration the party faithfuls.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
I do, yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much. You've done so well for Ross, and you have given an excellent account of your journalistic prowess. We appreciate you.
Yes, thank you so much. Yes, for your time.
Thank you very much.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so our viewers, that was the voice of our correspondent, Mr. Abel Charismatic. You know, he's been keeping vigil at the INEC headquarters in Asa. And finally, with the declaration of the result, we have come to the end of that process in Asaba, but not here. We are still going to stay back with you for some time in order to finalize this process. So, the result, you've known
our governor-elect. Well,
why are you? I said you've known why are you like? Are you trying to say that I was trying to exonerate myself or escape from the process? By virtue of the fact that I'm a Delta and he's my governor, I'm law abiding. I have no, and you see, even if there are pockets of protest and co. At times, it's always these people protested against their coming that normally end up leading very well. Experience and there are so many evidence pointing to that fact. I will give you an instance. In 1999, the election that brought was his name Obasanjo as the president. He lost in front of his house. He lost all the 6 Yoruba states, despite being Yoruba. But he was elected with the help of other people like the Southeast, South, and what have you, and the North. So he became the president. And going by critical analysis, Obasanjo remains like the only president that has led this country from 1999 to date, looking at by way of performance. Obasanjo's antecedent is not, I'm not like holding forth, mine is to say it the way it is. Obasanjo's idea between 1999 and now has created over 2 million jobs. And since then, there is no trace of job creation. EFCC was created by Obasanjo. ICPC was created by Obasanjo. What is it called? National Open University were opened by Obasanjo. And a host of other agencies. And these people keep absorbing Nigerians as staff. You get it? That is the principle of sustainability where the world is currently preaching when it comes to leadership. You don't create, you don't try to be cosmetic in leadership. You don't create agencies or organizations or platforms that dies with you or that will not outlive you. Look at it like now I'm doing empowerment, this, that, as a leader, as a governor, this. As soon as I go. Yes, you should be able to set exactly. So maybe thank God that you are a very good advisor, and I pray that Sheriff should be looking at this direction to see somebody that is advising for free, even without pay. Wow, that's a very good Delta. So it's still we are still in the season of celebration. Deltans have gotten
in the season of celebration, but from his report, I'm a bit bothered and worried that he said many people were hiding their joy.
That may be a new way of celebrating.
Apart from he said he did not see any sign of celebration there. So I'm a bit worried also why that did not occur. Looking at what happened during the presidential election. When he was announced president-elect, you could hear and see jubilation, but that's not the case of this. So maybe just like he said, they're hiding their joy.
Okay, and apart from that, see, human being is could be likened to a vehicle. If they're still around. We still are around and available. Mercedes-Benz and Toyota. If you are driving a Toyota, I shouldn't be telling you, you know what I'm talking about. Toyota peaks easily. Mercedes takes some time, but when it finally takes off, it will rise so fast to go and overtake Toyota. The same thing. So maybe the people that are yet enjoying, they are still warming up. So when the celebration, our own will be small. We that are celebrating already, maybe they are lacing up their shoes, their dancing shoes and everything, rehearsing their dancing steps. But you know the beauty of journalism. That's why I'm always proud of this profession. We are friends to all.
Of course.
We are friends to all. Yeah, when you are not doing the right thing, we tell you. And when we tell you, it ends there. You get it? Tomorrow, if you learn from the corrections and do the right thing, we praise you.
Praise you, yes.
Exactly. So that's just it.
We say just
the way it is, particularly here in Barmatu Voice, we have no enemy, no friend. Any governor chooses remains our governor. The only thing is that it is our constitutional responsibility to set agenda. You get it? So in the process of that agenda, we tell you where you are doing rightly and where you are not getting it correctly, and they call it proper solution on how better you can handle the situation. So that's just it. But for the sake of clarity, there is need for you to read out the final scores.
Okay. The PDP got a total of 360,234.
Again?
360,234. Wow. And then the APC got a total of 240,229.
Even when I'm not good at mathematics, I know that it's over 100,000.
It's over 120,000.
That's staggering. Wow. Because if there is a saying that for you to know the value of 1 hour, ask a boy that is waiting for his girlfriend. You understand? The same thing, if you want to know the value of 120,000 people, ask them to gather in a particular place. That is when you will know that it's a very huge number. Yes, exactly. Imagine. Wow, this is serious. Again, for the fact that others did not, pull through, is an electoral contest. It is an impossibility for Delta to have two governors at the same time. And it's important that these candidates must have had this in mind even before throwing their hearts to the ring. Yes. So exactly, so they should have anticipated the outcome. Yes, sir. And like I said, there is need in our curriculum to have, topics or courses that has to do with rejection management. Rejection management, that you are rejected is not the end of the world. No to my friend is not a bad answer. It simply stands for next opportunity. So that's just the way it works. We encourage you. You people have performed creditably well. The remaining 15. Yes, and you've done so well. And in that same spirit of sportsmanship, even when you have some reservations, take it through the appropriate channel.
The appropriate channel.
Yes. Violence has never, rewarded anybody. It has never, and it will not. And we need to, strip ourselves of this garment of, seeing politics as a do or die affair. It's not. If as at my last check, public leadership is about service. And if it is about service, when your people say, you know what, you will serve us, but not now, hold on, you wait for them, not like a Yoruba, we say, I must serve you. I don't think so. I don't think, once you get to that level, you are not going there to serve the people. It's a sign that you are going there to serve yourself. Public leadership should be targeted at achieving one thing, public good, and not not personal interest. If public good is your goal, you take the outcome of every process the way it comes. So, tentatively as it stands, we believe that Deltans have spoken, and the director is looking for a way to get across to notable Deltans to see, to get their reactions and co. And once that is done, we will probably keep you posted. But in the interim, there should be reason for us to remain calm, civil, and polite. Yes, because on the long run, we are not packing out of Delta. That is, if you feel the other way, that he is not your governor, maybe because you voted for another candidate. The earlier we admit that we have, that is a reality that has done on all of us, the better for us. In democracy, like we noted few hours ago, the minority must express their opinion, but the majority must have their way. That's the simple definition of it. And remember, it's not cast on stone. To next dispensation, your candidate may win.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's not a one-off thing. And you may be saying 4 years. Before you know it, 4 years is here, and you can vote out. All you need to do is, if your candidate feels the other way, all he needs to do is to go back to the grassroots and do more campaign and get himself, familiar to the people and get more followership. Yeah, democracy is about number. It's a game of number. The only disadvantage in that respect is that there was no clause as to how right those numbers will be. We can be here analyzing this, that, no matter how you analyze, that poor farmer in my village, his vote can cancel mine.
Yes.
It's just as simple as that. So, and until, like Dr. Monday that joined us yesterday said, when we looked at the negative aspect of what is going on, like all this whatever snatching and violence and so at the point I have to ask him, so are you now saying that democracy shouldn't be the best option? He asked me, so if it's not the best, what is the what do you think? And so for now, we are stuck with democracy.
Yes,
we are stuck, and we are left with no other option until maybe you invent another leadership style or process that we throw up, with a better or more refined process that we throw up better leadership and or choices. So, but for now, it is globally acceptable that democracy remains the best form of leadership recruitment process, because it's government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So, in the interim, let us all remain calm, peaceful, and civil. Before you know it, tribunals will set up. So if you have any reservation, any grievances, please do well to remain calm, but approach the tribunal when they finally come on board. A special way we continue to celebrate the successful completion of this process. It has been a very long journey. It's not easy. It's a very long one, which commenced on the 25th of February 2023. We plan to hold this process on the 11th of March. But before we could know it, INEC went to the court requesting for the court to permit the INEC as an institution to reformat the givers machine. The court granted that prayer, and INEC came back and said that they will be needing like 5 days to do that, and that the prayer was answered on Thursday. So that explains why, being as much as not the INEC spokesperson, they made the information public. And finally, on the 18th of March, that election was held. And there was something remarkable about that election. I could remember in my conversations with some of my friends before the election, they were saying that there were views that this is going to be the main election in terms of crisis, violence, and whatever, that people should, if possible, wear bulletproof when going to the polling unit and whatever. But contrary to that expectation, the election turned out to be the most peaceful though characterized with low turnout. Okay, all right. So low turnout, and but on the whole, the beauty of democracy is that it's not about the number. Even if where Nigeria is currently 201 million people, going by the United Nations report, if 2 million people vote, their produce, as in the person they elected, will lord it over the remaining people that did not vote. So, being apolitical during an electoral process, it's not always the best, and we encourage people, Nigerians and Deltans in particular, to pay attention to political processes in the nearest future. It's an ongoing process, and then we must continue to, appreciate you, our dear viewers. How would you describe it?
Dear viewers, wonderful viewers,
excellent viewers, listening viewers.
viewers.
In fact, I've never seen
Dedicated
viewers. Yes, your commitment to the growth of Baramatu Voice is critical. We appreciate you, we respect you, and under the principle of social responsibility, we were taught that every freedom goes with a responsibility. We appreciate you and for this freedom, and on our own part, we are promising that we are not going to, throw this privilege to the dogs or to the gutter. We will continue to respect you, and it's an ongoing process. This is not the end of the journey. We want you to join us in the continual conversation, which we now shift to our various social media platforms. So we invite you. There are many ways you can access Baramatu Voice. I think you can help out with that.
Yes, for publication of your news content, articles, live event coverage, political campaigns, festivals, photos, videos, or any other newsworthy materials on Baramatu Voice. And to place your advert, please call us or WhatsApp us on 081 434 59986. Take that again.
Yes, exactly.
081 434 59986, or email us at baramatuvoice@gmail.com. You can also follow us on all our social media platforms at Baramatu Voice on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Baramatu Voice TV.
Again, it's been wonderful, and great. It just sounds as if we should not, draw the curtain, but we will have to close this segment. And until we come back, I remain Jerome Mario Otomi, and with me again
It's Prebo Vanessa.
Goodbye for now.